I wonder if there will be any DLC to this game. I'll be here next week. So Super Mario Bros. Wonder comes out on October 20th this year, and it comes jam-packed with content, including 12 characters, 7 worlds, 3 new power-ups, and 24 badges. I'm gonna predict DLC for the characters, worlds, and power-ups, but for the badges, I'm gonna predict the rest of the ones that we currently do not know yet. Starting with the characters, we already have 12 characters in this game, which is more than enough. I'm just going overboard and predicting double the amount of characters, which is absolutely insane. He has 24 characters after my DLC is all said and done. First off, I'm actually gonna go with Wario and Waluigi. Now, Wario was playable in Super Mario 64 DS the last time, and I think the one and only time Wario was playable in a 3D Mario platform, whereas Waluigi has never been playable before. So I wonder if these two will get back into the game. Yeah, I'm leaving now. I'm sorry. Next up, I'm going with Mayor Pauline. If Daisy could get into the game for the first time, I think Pauline has a realistic shot to get into the game. Maybe not, but that's just my personal opinion. In 10 years after making her platformer playable debut in Mario 3D World, I'm going to include Rosalina in this game's DLC because I just think it totally fits and she would be a beautiful, perfect addition to this game. Up next, I saw a comment somewhere that said they wanted all the other colored Toads into this game, so I'm gonna do that for them. Get Red Toad, Green Toad, and Purple Toad in there to be with Yellow and Blue Toad. We got the entire Mario Baseball group of 5 colored Toads that we all know and love, so they're just gonna be in there as well. And then the last 5 characters are also going to be helper characters, characters that can't get power-ups and can't get damaged as well. I'm going with 4 different Birdo colors. That's right, we got regular Birdo, light blue Birdo, and yellow Birdo. And then the final character in this Mario Bros. Wonder DLC is going to be Bowser Jr. Now, it may not make a lot of sense, but think about it. Bowser Jr. was Mario's ally in Bowser's Fury, and that was a very interesting side mode in 3D World on the Switch. But I think now this could be a chance for him to become a playable character after he gets defeated in Mario Bros. Wonder. Maybe he turns over to the good side in DLC and decides to play a little bit of the game on his own. I think that could be kind of cool. What do you guys think? So getting into the worlds, we have 7 confirmed worlds. There are 6 main worlds and then Petal Isles, which is like a world 0 or just like another type of world that you play. I'm not entirely sure how that works, but I'm going to name the rest of the worlds 4, 5, and 6 because we actually do not know the names of those. So I'm going to guess those names, and I'm also going to predict 3 new worlds after World 6, World 7, 8, and 9, and guess the names of those as well. World 4, if you look at it closely, is kind of a mix between a beach and a desert. So I'm going to name it actually Beach Bomb Desert. World 5 was probably the world I had the toughest problem coming up with a name for because it's, you know, it's very purple, got a lot of poisonous goo, and it's in the middle of some like deep woods. So I went with that sort of aspect and decided to name it Deep Dive Woods. Now for World 6, I'm not actually sure if this one is where Bowser is going to be located, since you see on the world map that Bowser is in the middle of Petal Isles, but I think World 6 might still be the Bowser themed world regardless. So I went ahead and named it Bowser's Blossom Blitz. Blossom as the flower puns continue. Now into the DLC worlds, I predicted 3 of them for you, World 7, 8, and 9, and they have different themes from the main 7 worlds we already talked about, so let's get into them and see what they are. For World 7, I'm thinking they go the same route in Super Mario 3D World, where we go straight into like a space theme world, so I'm naming this one Space STEM Station. For World 8, I'm thinking of something more like mechanical and factory-like, so I'm naming this one Grand Gear Garage for a world. Yeah, that's right. And for World 9, I had trouble coming up with like a final world name, and I think this one's gonna sound a little too similar to the Fluff Puff Peaks in World 2, but I'm naming this one Dandelion Dreamland. I think it could be a beautiful final world with a lot of hard challenges, either up in the clouds or just a nice spacey cloud themed type of level in the atmosphere. Now into the power-ups. We already got 3 power-ups for you, and that is the elephant fruit, the bubble flower, and the drill mushroom. All look phenomenal, all seem to have a very important role in the game itself, so I'm excited to get to use each of those power-ups when the game comes out. But I also predicted 3 new power-ups that have never been in a Mario game before, so I'm going to go over them right now, what their abilities are. First up is the splash suit. I decided to take the water mechanic and the elephant power-up a little further than this. So what I decided is that with this power-up, you can ground pound and then create almost like a tsunami wave that goes both to your left and right and just floods any enemies or bricks that you see. It just one big tidal wave that just floods pretty much everything on screen. I think it'd be pretty powerful. It wouldn't necessarily kill some of the more powerful enemies, maybe just stun them, so it wouldn't be too powerful. Next power up, I'm calling this one the tree cap. I think this one could be interesting, where you grow a tree basically from the base of your head, and it just continues to rise up and up and up until you stop by pressing a button. Now you have just a very long like tower pretty much that you can lean one way or another, and that will enable you to either crush enemies by just doing like a tree fall, or if you collide with like a ramp or a brick block or something that's just blocking your fall, you'll be able to create some sort of ramp for other players to be able to hop on and walk across safely without having to worry about not being able to reach that point in the level. Next is a combination of two power-ups that we've seen in Mario games before. I'm calling this one the bee hammer, and you already know where I'm going with this. The bee mushroom from Galaxy and the hammer suit from Mario Brothers 3. So this is basically a bee suit where you can just float around for roughly 5 seconds before you start hovering nice and slowly, and then you can also attack enemies using your stinger or by using a hammer throw. You can also dash in any direction while you're in the air. So like just a pretty fun, versatile aerial item that also happens to be a hammer thrower. Now for the badges. I personally don't think we're going to get any DLC for badges, because if you look at the screen, there's already a huge amount of badges. We have 24 badges. So I decided to figure out what the names of the rest of the badges we currently do not know are. All those badges in question marks and such. Badges are split up into 3 categories. You got your action badges, your boost badges, and I actually couldn't figure out what the third category of badges are, so I'm just going to call those the special badges. We'll get to those in a little bit, but let's go through the confirmed badges. For action badges, we have the parachute cap, the wall climb jump, the dolphin kick, timed high jump, the crouching high jump, the floating high jump, and a grappling vine. So it seems like all these action badges are more so jump or movement based, with maybe a little bit of item throwing in a way. So I've predicted the last 2 badges to be this. The first is the quadruple jump, which is basically as it sounds. You do your standard triple jump, but while you're in mid-air, you can do even a 4th jump to gain even higher access. That could be kind of cool. And then the second one I'm calling the Hatterang, aka a boomerang, but with your hat. Pretty much what you can do in Odyssey. You'll just float the hat around and it'll come back to you. It's basically like your boomerang flower in-house. I think it could be a pretty fun badge to have. Next up, we got your boost badges, which are badges that basically just help you out in your levels, whether it giving you extra coins or saving you from death and stuff like that. So you currently have your safety bounce, your sensor, your coin magnet, coin reward, and an auto super mushroom. There's one icon down there on the bottom left of the boost that I actually don't know what that is, so we're going to try and guess that one too. I'm going to call the guide follower. Now, if you remember the new Super Mario Bros. Games, you can have Luigi guide you through a level by showing you a replay of Luigi completing the level and then you doing it yourself afterwards. So I think you can use this badge to have Luigi just slowly go through the level with you in ghost form, and you can just kind of follow Luigi and do what he does. It might be a little bit too easy and too simple of a badge, but I think that's the best thing I can come up with. Here's what I came up with the other 3 badges in this boost badge category. First is the block breaker, which is basically like the coin magnet except but for blocks. So when you're walking near either a question block or a brick block that is easily breakable, and when you're near super form, those blocks will break automatically. So you don't actually have to go near them to hit the blocks. You just have to be somewhere within the vicinity, and either the question mark block will spit out coins or an item, and the brick blocks will spit out coins or just break in general. I think that could be kind of cool. Just without having to get an item, you can just go and pick it up because the block breaker will break it for you. I think that'd be kind of cool. Next up, in the same vein as the auto super mushroom, where you can start a level in super mushroom form, I got your auto stars. So you can start a level in your star form. You got about 10, maybe 15 seconds in a star if you want to. Go as fast as you can, cruise to as many enemies as possible, maybe get to a wonder flower, and just kind of continue going through the course from there. Now, this last boost badge, I'm actually kind of proud of. I think it's a pretty cool idea. So I'm calling the perfect flag finisher, which is basically wherever you finish on the flag, whether it's in the middle or you touch the very bottom of the flag, it doesn't matter. It'll count as if you hit the very top of the flag, and you get whatever rewards you get as if you did hit the top of the flag. I think that could be a pretty cool badge, especially if some parts it makes it kind of tough to hit the top of the flagpole. Now, the third and final category I'm calling the special badges, because I don't know what the actual name for them is, but they include your invisibility badge and the jet run badge. So there's only 6 of these in total, so I only got 4 more to predict, and let me go through them for you. This first one I'm calling infinite light, which is basically it makes all ghost house levels and or dark/night levels as bright and as clear as day, which is something that would be amazing to have, and I think it'd be very useful for players to just get through those levels very simply. This next one I'm calling bounce a lot, which is basically any surface you touch in the level that you use this badge on is going to act like a mushroom trampoline. So you'll be bouncing very high, but it could be just a fun little gimmick to do for like 1 or 2 levels. A bounce a lot, maybe include it as a badge. This next one's going to be kind of crazy. I basically took the double cherry concept and quadrupled it, put it on steroids. I'm calling this the octupler, which is basically you have 8 copies of yourself going through the level, and each of the characters will be going through at a slightly delayed distance. So it'll be like there'll be a trail of 7 Marios behind your 8th Mario or first Mario, whatever you want to call it, and you'll just have 8 Marios running through the course. So if you avoid an enemy, the enemy can maybe follow towards one of the other Marios, and you don't have to worry about dying. And even if the enemy kills the main Mario, then the next Mario up is still going to be alive and will be your Mario for the rest of the time. I think this could be a kind of a neat concept. Who knows? What do you guys think? This final badge, you guys already know I had to throw this one in here. I was running low on ideas, so I thought this one could just be a fun one. I'm calling it Start Your Engines. You guys already know you're going to be racing in a Mario Kart throughout the duration of the entire level. Just get these characters in carts and have them zoom and boom through the entire level. Let's go. I think this could be kind of fun, and I really hope this actually becomes a reality one day. Who knows? Like, this game is all over the place, so they could throw something like this into the game. Let me know what you think. Thank you so much for watching. If you guys are a member, I really do appreciate you guys so much. I'm gonna shout you guys out because all of you guys are just incredible, and thank you for the small financial support that you give this channel. Really do means a lot. Allows me to keep going. Thank you so much, and if you enjoyed this video, give it a like and subscribe. That really helps out the channel, so I really do appreciate you guys. We're gonna make this dream come true one video at a time. So with that being said, stay all pro, and I'm out of here.